Hey, what's up you guys? Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music, and I'm going to give you a beginner acoustic guitar lesson right now. And I've got some really good techniques for you to memorize and be able to play your chords quickly, efficiently. These techniques I've learned over teaching guitar for a really long time. And so what I'm going to do is help you be able to memorize and switch your chords as quickly as possible. And I'm going to show it to you right now. But real quick, if you check out my website in the description below, there's a link for martymusic.com. When you sign my newsletter over there, I'm going to send you some free courses that will help you with this. One that's really great is Acoustic Embellishments. Real easy, but really fun stuff in there. And I think it'll help you, especially if you're checking this lesson out right now. So thank you for that. And here we go. All right, so I've been teaching guitar a long time now. Over 25 years, last 16 years making videos. And there's just little things I've learned along the way that I've used with real students that have helped them. And so one thing, this is going to be about memorizing your basic open chords and how to do that the quickest and most efficient way possible. Two main tips that I'm going to talk about in this video. One is using the finger that's on the thickest string of the chord shape, using that as your like anchor point, your target point. Eventually, yeah, you just want to be able to play a whole chord all at once. But to get there, you want to do this. So E minor, you can play it with your index and middle finger on the 2nd fret A, 2nd fret D. But you also can play it with middle finger and 3rd finger. And the reason you do either is it depends on what the other chords are that you're going to be moving to for the efficiency. So either one of those, I'll start with pointer and middle, is you would want to target your index finger on the 2nd fret of that A string, just to help you locate the spot that the chord starts. And then it also, since you're strumming usually from top to bottom like that, it gives you that split second to get the other fingers in place as you strum down. It's only a split second, but it actually does help. So for an E minor chord, you want to think of index finger on the 2nd fret of the A string to get to that. Now the other one, depending on which one's easier for you, you can target your middle finger on the 2nd fret A string and get that 3rd finger behind it. Now, either way you play that chord, if you're a beginner, there's an awesome chord called A sus2. It's just the exact same shape. So the other thing to realize is any chord that you learn, little pieces of it are related to all the other chords. So when you learn one chord, you're actually helping yourself learn a bunch of other chords. So keep that in mind. So that means that the first chords will be the hardest to learn. So that's why I like these two as the first ones. You just scoot it over. It's like a 2-for-1. You don't have to learn any new shape. Same thing for these two. You can do it this way. Okay, so now D major is another great chord. And so for a D chord, the first note of the chord, the root, is the open D string. But so what you want to do is now target your index finger on the 2nd fret of this G string right here. That's how your locator, target note, anchor point, and then get N, B, C. But start with that finger there. So think D chord. Also, you're not as overwhelmed memorizing a whole shape. So D chord, think index finger on the 2nd fret G string. Middle finger grabs that 2nd fret high E. 3rd finger grabs 3rd fret B. So you think of that target note, Get the other fingers in there. And you're off and running. Great thing about that chord is you can add your pinky or take your middle finger off, and now you have some melodies you're adding, embellishments that you're adding to the chord. All right, so another one is the C major chord. And now let's talk about the anchor point for that chord. It's going to be the third finger on the third fret of the A string. Take your hand off. Once again, think of just that target note, third fret of the A string with your third finger. Take it off, think of it again, boom. Now I've seen students when I taught private lessons, they would form it with that finger first. And one issue is you're strumming top to bottom, so you might not get there in time. And two, if your finger's out here, your hand can be in all kinds of positions first. But if you use your third finger first, it forces your hand to already be in the right position to hit the other notes. So once again, C major, we're targeting the third fret on the A string with our third finger, and then second fret D string with our middle finger. And then finally get your index finger on the first fret B string. Target note, the rest of the fingers. Target note, rest of the fingers. Target note, other finger. So for an A major, it's just like that, but then you add the second fret B string with it. So for an A major chord, you target the first finger on the second fret D, and you're gonna have to scoot it back a little bit to get the other fingers to fit in there. And a good thing to practice is pick like 3 chords out at a time and like group them into groups of, 3 chords as just an exercise. So E minor with those fingers, A major with these, and D major, they all kind of share a similar hand shape, and they go great in a progression. So for a G chord, which there's different ways to play G, you're going to target your middle finger, that one, on the third fret E string. And that's how you locate the G chord. Boom. So don't start here, start there. Middle finger, third fret on the E string. Index finger on the second fret A. And then grab that third fret high E. That's usually the first way to play a G chord. An alternate way is to grab with that third finger the third fret B string, but then the pinky on the high E, and that's just what's called another way to voice the same chord. But either way, we're targeting that middle finger on the third fret E. So here's a cool thing about playing G with the double fingers here, the third fret B, third fret high E, is that you can scoot these over and you have a new chord, which is really fun, and they go together great. Like that. Also, when you play it this way, the third finger, so this might be harder to play, to learn G with an extra finger, but it's also good because that third finger on the B string is the same note for a D chord. So you can practice G to D and try and keep that third finger down for both chords. There's more chords than that to learn, but those are all great starting points. So let me talk about the second really important tip for this is any of these chords, any chord you learn, a really great muscle memory exercise that I had a guitar teacher teach me many, many, many years ago. I'll do it with the D chord, for instance. Target note, it's that 2nd fret G string, 2nd fret high E, and 3rd fret B string. So this is another really helpful exercise. You take the chord, and when I was teaching little kids, I would use one of my sound effects with my mouth. Pretend that it's like a freeze spray that would freeze your fingers together, and this is great. You try and keep the shape, but take your hand off, keeping the same shape. It's not going to be perfect, but then put it back down and make the adjustments to make the correct chord again. You'll need to adjust if you're a beginner, but this will help you get that muscle memory quicker. Let's do it with the C chord. Remember, the target note for C was 3rd finger on the 3rd fret A string. Free spray it, keep the shape, take the hand off. You can see a little staircase looking shape there. I've been playing a long time, so I'm able to do that. And then put it back on and make the adjustments that you need. Let's do it with the G chord. Remember, middle finger on the 3rd fret E. You can do it with just 3 fingers. Keep the shape. Take your hand off. It's weird. Looks like I injured my hand. Put it back on, make the proper adjustments. And you can do that with any chord. You can do it with a more advanced chord. Good tips for you. Go practice and have fun. All right, hope you guys dug that lesson. Thank you again for your continued support. Also, don't forget to sign my newsletter at my website, martymusic.com. When you do that, I'll send you some free courses that will help you get better at guitar quicker. And appreciate that extra support. Also, if this helped you, let me know in the comments below other things that you'd like or things that you'd request, and I'll read them. So thank you again. Hope to see you later. Take care.